Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on challenge 8 from the Camp Out crop, where you must use at least 10 pictures, and that is the sketch that I'm going to use, and I'm going to stretch that across 2 different pages. So it's a double page layout. Those are the pictures. Here's all the ephemera I'm going to use, and this paper I'm going to fussy cut out the majority see, of that cut apart. And this is items that was are in my Stash Made kit for the month of August 2020. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this camera paper into 2 identical strips. So you guys remember in July 2020 I had a massive kit of summer themed items, and I didn't even put a dent in it because it was hard to find pictures because of the quarantine. So I grabbed this page kit that I had already pre-put together, and as far as a page kit, it was actually like 3 or 4 different page kits. And well, let's be honest, this is the first of 2 layouts that I will be posting today, and I've had to add to this Stash Made kit because I'm running out of 12 by 12 sheets of paper. So anyway, I just went ahead and grabbed the 2 paper packs that I had that I pulled the majority of these sheets out of, and just threw them in with my kit. So I'm going to go to cut 2 strips of this sky blue teal paper, and that close to my heart cardstock that is underneath my trimmer is going to serve as the base for both of my layouts. Now I'm going to go ahead and start fussy cutting this. I'm going to use these little animals as those triangle pieces. I don't make you watch me do all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and trim out this white piece, but it's not really a white piece. It's the back of one of those patterned papers. And I just did that because I marked on the paper to see where I wanted it to land. Since that is a very busy paper of large alphas, I believe one of them is Amy Tangerine, and the other one, I can't remember who it's from. I'll have to look. Since there's absolutely no layout that I can ever imagine that I would use that paper, in I'm going to go ahead and use that busy piece as the background of my paper. So I'm just seeing how much I cut off, and I'm going to go ahead and trim that same amount off of that piece of paper. I do believe I come back and trim a little more. Now I did speed this video up just a smidge. Oh, I trim a little bit more off of this one. I did have the way that the papers were laid out, I had them wrong. I had them backwards. So I do have to come back in and trim more of this off. But that's okay. I'll figure out a way to use that eventually. Within this month, while using this kit, all of those type of scraps will be recycled if they're not used by the end of the month. I do not save small scraps like that. I just don't. I won't use them. I won't come back and use them. I found that out. So we're going to go ahead and grab my ATG gun, I believe. I think. Maybe not. I'm just kind of looking at which way the letters go. And that is pretty much how it's going to go. I am a little off screen, and I do apologize. I believe I straightened it out eventually. And that is supposed to be like a photo mat where your 2 photos go. However, since I am making this into part of that challenge and trying to get 10 photos, I will be doing 5 on each side. And I'm just, obviously this is not the correct placement. I will make sure that they match up I'm just kind of getting everything on there. And then you can see I'm going to go ahead and bring this one back in, and I'm going to put it to the side for some reason. I'm going to pull my trimmer out, and I'm going to go ahead and trim down all 10 of those pictures. I do not make you watch me do that. It does take me a minute. I believe there they all are. I do them 2x3. Now, some of them I'm going to mat on the back of that teal paper, and some of them I am not going to mat at all. So I'm just kind of separating out to like how we got it. There's a picture of his daughter, a picture of him and his daughter, pictures of him, pictures of me, pictures of his daughter, pictures of the Ferris wheel, and pictures of me and him. And as you can see, I am going to go ahead and get these matted, some of these matted on here. Again, not going to make you watch me do all that. And I trim them down as well. I'm just trying to get that straight on two sides. That is appealing to my eye. And here we go. I did go ahead and cut some banner strips out. Now that all the paper has been in here down, I did go ahead and use the back piece of one of the papers just to give a white banner, and then one of the border strips with the stars, made those into banners as well, just to add a little bit more to the pages. And we're gonna do the same thing. Now I do have to look back to see which one I have on the top and which one I have on the bottom, because I do want it to be, you know, symmetrical. Now I'm going to start with the right hand page, and I'm just going to try to figure out how I would like these pictures to go without completely covering up the blue piece of paper that I have there. So it is going to be a little wonky and a little funky, and I'm going to switch that out for the other weird picture of him. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one down. I believe I pull that back up in a minute because I'm me, and that's what I do. I'm just trying to figure out where I might want something. So I'm going to go ahead and use all 3 photos of him being silly. And the 2 pictures of him and his daughter. Yes. And then I go ahead and put it right back almost where it was, because there was tape on the picture. Now I did smudge the paper just a little bit there, the cardstock, as I pulled it back up. But that's okay, because I am going to go ahead and fix that with the title. I'm going to take all those pieces that I fussy cut and pop them up on some foam tape, and then I'm going to take the release paper off without you guys watching. The reason I had to pull those pictures back up was because I totally forgot that I wanted to use these as the arrows. Now that I will eventually pull these all back up as well, and space them out a little bit more evenly. And yes, I understand that the little animals and such didn't have a lot to do with our Ferris wheel day, but it was fun, and it was there, and I made it work. So now that I have those down, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other page and add the other 4 to this as well, doing the same sort of placement. This layout turned out super cute, at least I believe so. And I do realize that now I am on the left-hand side of the paper with the same pictures that I was going to put on the right-hand side of the paper. I'm going to try to figure out how to make that work. And we are just going to stick that right down there. And then we are going to, I was going to pull it up, but then I'm like, no, you know what? I love it. And I'm just going to put those two pictures there. I do not believe that all your pictures have to touch in a cluster, and I am totally okay with the way that my picture placement is, because I did want you to see the background elements in this as well. So I am really liking the way that those pictures are on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the other 5 pictures on. And now I have the pictures of the Ferris wheel and the skyline, a close-up of me, and then a picture of the Ferris wheel and a picture of me and him. So I'm just going to get adhesive on the back of all my pictures. As you can see, the one with me is matted, and then there's me and him, and I really did have to trim that down quite a bit, but that's okay. And I'm going to get those all stuck down. Then I am going to bring over my little bit of embellishments that I had pulled out to use with this layout. I'm just kind of looking at how it flows. I'm happy with it. We're going to start with this page, and we are just going to pop some little embellishment clusters around. And that little piece right there says family. And I did like this little, I know that's a carousel and we're on a Ferris wheel, but it's fine. I'm okay with it. I put that right there just because there was like an odd little opening. I try to make that piece work, but it just doesn't. I do grab a lot of tickets because obviously we're on a ride. You had to have tickets. And just to pop some more yellow, because there's yellow in the lion, there's yellow down there in the star. He's got yellow in his shirt. And then there's yellow nowhere else on the page. So I am just trying to pop some yellow pieces just scattered around here. I do eventually pull that little circle back up and pop it up on a foam dot. I think it says something like best day. Here is a little, and that one actually is a yellow ticket, and it does say carousel, so I'm making it work. I do have these cute little puffy clouds. And I'm going to scatter, not really scatter, I'm just going to put one of those on the page. And then I have another little tag, or little, that's from my stash, obviously. I'm not really sure what it says at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and move over to this one. And that one says partner in crime. And I'm not sure what that one says, but it applied for me and him. Again, not sure what that says. I'm just getting some things stuck on here. I'm really not doing clusters. I am more so just scattering the embellishments around, and you'll notice I do that from time to time. I know there are a lot of people that say you've got to have the triangular effect and make 3 clusters. Yes, I do that, and then sometimes I don't. Now that little chipboard piece there is a Ferris wheel. It's got a little picture of a Ferris wheel, and I was trying to figure out what made it best look like it was going in the right direction. And I just popped that one up right up there. I'm going to take this cute little camera and I'm going to stick it right there. I do go ahead and off camera I put Ferris Wheel Fun as my title, and I'm going to grab these blue Nuvo drops, and I am going to go ahead and place some dots just around the page. I do clusters of 3 in 3 different areas on these. And after that, there is not too much more that I'm going to do to this layout. If you do like my layouts, please give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and check out the website that I showed at the beginning in my challenge. They have fun little things going over there all the time. Now that page is done, we're going to go ahead and bring in the other page, and I'm going to scatter those Nuvo drops around here as well. I do my journaling off camera, and this was in February of 2020 before the pandemic hit and the shutdown started. It was pretty much the last time that I ever got to do anything. Also, like the video and please subscribe to my channel. I post 2 videos every Wednesday using stuff from my stash and a homemade kit. I do appreciate everyone viewing in the comments. I love to read those. I'm going to go ahead and there's page 1 and there's page 2. Thank you.